The Smart 1500 is the brush that I would pick when comparing it to the IO Series 2. It's my choice because it's much more affordable without compromising on the cleaning results. Replacement brush heads are about half the cost of the IO, which makes a difference over the years of ownership. The minor advantages of the IO2 don't outweigh the higher ownership costs in my opinion. The motor used in the IO2 is different to the Smart 1500. Oral-B isn't explicit on how they differ technically, but I can feel how the IO gives a slightly more gentle brushing sensation. The subsequent cleaning results are comparable. I can happily use either and be left with clean teeth after each use, but the IO2's cleaning action feels less satisfying to me. The 1500 gives a deeper and more stimulating and invigorating feeling to the teeth and gums that I prefer. If you've never used an electric toothbrush before, it's less of an issue, but if you are used to Oral-B's cleaning action, it's something to bear in mind. I don't think it's a reason alone to pick one over the other, but it's an influencing factor. Both models offer a daily clean and sensitive mode, my two modes of choice. The IO2 has a third super sensitive mode. This is a more gentle brushing cycle which I feel suits new electric toothbrush users and those with very sensitive teeth and gums best. The Smart 1500 also has a third cleaning mode, but this is a whitening option. I found it's a mode many people desire, but in actual use it provides limited benefit. I do like that on the IO2 I can change the default cleaning mode to any of the three available. The brush won't always default to daily clean mode like it does on the 1500. A positive knock-on effect of the IO's new motor is the noise the brush produces. It's less mechanical sounding than the Oral-B Smart. The decibel readings are about the same though. Despite the IO2 being the newer model, the 1500 is the more user-friendly model when it comes to the built-in pressure sensor. Both brushes will detect if I am applying too much force as I brush my teeth and automatically slow the motor, reducing the bristle movements, limiting the potential for damage to the teeth to occur. When this happens, the light ring at the top of the 1500's handle will be lit red. It's a visual alert that the sensor has been activated. It's not always the easiest to spot, but I do generally see it out the corner of my eye or more commonly in the mirror in which I tend to brush in front of. The IO2 doesn't have a light ring, instead an LED in the power button is lit. It's better than nothing, but virtually useless as the way I, and I suspect you, would hold the brush means it's not visible unless manipulating the handle into specific positions. Neither brush changes the vibration pattern in the handle like competitors' products. The brush head style and attachment do differ. Although both have push-on and pull-off heads, the heads for the IO2 are specific to the IO series. The heads for the 1500 do not fit the IO and vice versa. There is a smaller number of IO brush head styles to choose from. This is a good thing, but unfortunately they tend to cost twice the price of the Smart series heads. I have no logical explanation as to why. Although both heads are small and round, the IOs are slightly bigger. The difference is minimal, I'd suggest around 10%, but to anyone with a small mouth or who has used Oral-B heads for a long time, the difference is noticeable. Typically the 1500 comes supplied with a single cross-action head. It's one of my most recommended choices. It can be worth trying the sensitive brush head, also known as Pro Gum Care, as this has softer bristles than the cross-action, making for a less intense brushing sensation. The standard IO2 is also sold with one brush head in the box. However, there is a variant called the Starter Pack with two heads, one Ultimate Clean and one softer bristled Gentle Care head. I like how this option gives an opportunity to try different styles. Although very similar, the shape and feel of the two brush handles are a little bit different. Both are rounded, but the IO2's handle has a matte finish to the plastic compared to the glossy coating on the 1500. I would say the Smart 1500 is slightly more slippery in the hand when wet, even with the dimpled texture on the back of the handle that the IO2 does not have. It's my personal opinion, but I think the IO2 looks nicer and feels more premium in the palm. The Series 2 is available in 3 colours, white, black and green, whereas the 1500 is available in 4, white, black, blue and pink. There isn't a great deal in it, but I do prefer the IO2's slightly larger power button. The LED within it is more obvious than the 1500's LED located in the lower third of the handle. Both brushes have a rechargeable battery sealed inside the handle. The 1500 achieves 20 days of use from a full charge, right in line with what Oral-B suggests. The IO2, on the other hand, achieves an impressive 37 days. And potentially the most influential difference between them is the price. The Smart 1500's retail price is $80 compared to the $58 of the IO2, or $65 for the IO2 starter kit, which comes with an extra brush head. It's the starter kit that is working out better value at the time of recording. It's averaging about $10 less than the 1500. Based on initial purchase price alone, the IO2 is the obvious choice. However, when accounting for a replacement brush head cost, this is where the tables turn in favour of the 1500. A set of bristles for the IO2 costs on average $12 compared to the $5 for the 1500. Over 3 years of ownership, the IO2 costs about $50 more. Yes, the IO2 is technically the better brush, but the price premium is difficult to justify for the benefits gained, hence the 1500 is my top pick. If you're leaning towards the IO2, I strongly recommend considering the IO Series 3. It's got a more powerful motor and improved pressure sensor for just $10 extra. Links to buy the brushes along with video reviews are available in the description.